The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1 in the name of James Shaw.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by all his answers to oral question number 4 in the House yesterday?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Does he stand by his suggestion to me yesterday that New Zealanders should not be concerned about funding for Mr Al-Khalaf's secret agri-hub in the desert because they are also kept in the dark about money spent in the the security intelligence area?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, not the way the member phrases it, but I stand by what I said in the House yesterday, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Well, can he explain further in what ways Mr Al-Khalaf's showcase of New Zealand business and innovation is comparable to the New Zealand security and intelligence area?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I was simply drawing an analogy that says that we don't always go into every component part, but as the Auditor-General said yesterday, the arrangements were entered into where lawful use of public resources and public money was sent within appropriate financial authorities in place.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Does he stand by his statement that he agrees with all of the findings in the Auditor-General's report, including the finding that the Cabinet paper of February 2013 was drafted by Minister McCulley and his office without consulting his ministry or officials?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I stand by all the findings by the Auditor-General, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
How many other instances is he aware of that a Cabinet paper has been drafted by the Minister and their office without input from the relevant ministry?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I don't have that information with me.
Order. James Shaw, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Does he believe that Minister McCulley's behaviour was ethical?
The
Mr.
Right Honourable
Speaker,
Prime Minister.
Absolutely, and I think so does the Auditor-General, who shot down in flames the arguments put up by that member that there was something untoward.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, James Shaw.
Would the Prime Minister hire an accountant who had, quote, significant shortcomings, end quote, and who used creative solutions, even though they weren't legally corrupt?
Of course he would. As far as... Well, there's... Order. Order. I cannot see any Prime Ministerial responsibility for that question.